Okay, yes. Finally, we are here. Okay, I hope I'll be protected. So finally, we are here. I've tried, or they tried to get hold of me for quite some time. They could not get hold of me. They could not get hold of me. Even today, it was a challenge to get hold of me. But finally, we are here. As you can see, and you've heard from the biography, I'm a youth specialist. I'm currently training 25 young people at the library auditorium. So I had to dress in a way that will appeal to you as elders and also will appeal to them. If I was going to put on a suit, they were not going to talk to me. But a jean, his shoes, and a shirt will make them to at least open up. Thank you very much for that introduction. I think I need to update my bio on Google. I've been here for 8 years now. I have 5 more books, so it needs to be updated. So I was given the task to come and talk about marriage. And interestingly, this morning, when I was going through social media, somebody posted something very interesting. He said, even if you can get bored, don't ever think about getting married. So, what are we doing as married people that does not reflect that marriage is something that has been created to enhance our livelihood? So it means we are not doing something interesting. We are not keeping these marriages interesting. And I went on to read another thing from Men to Men. The lady was saying, married women, please keep your husbands happy. So I'm now wondering, what are we doing as married couples to keep it interesting? The man will leave his family, cling to the wife, and they become one. But if this particular one is going outside to get pleasure, it means there is something wrong somewhere. What are we doing to keep this marriage interesting? There is something that we are not doing. And we cannot only pray about it. We need to be practical and make it interesting. Yeah. Marriage was never created by God to be a stale institution. It was created by God to be something that is interesting and helps in the co-creation that God has given us. So are we interested? We are just there to do the basics. I'm building for you. I'm taking children to school. I'm taking care of our parents. What more do you want? Hey, but it is more than that. It is more than that. So what are we doing to keep it interesting? Hey, but I need to move that thing. I don't know how. If you can move it for me, or I can move it myself. Now, I think the biggest challenge is that you have these lights, so you cannot see that. So, how do we sustain marriage in turbulent times of the 21st century and keeping it interesting? let me tell you the truth that you don't want to listen to, but I'm going to say it. And I believe majority of us here are from church. Again, the church has become something that the new generation does not value. So all the principles that we grew up with are now being challenged. So it means we don't need to abandon God, but we need to reset and recalibrate and change the way we do things. So we are living in a very turbulent times. Re tshela ka dinako tse di tletseng tapiso. Dinako tse re leng mo go tsone gompieno di a re kgokgontsha. Re lapile kgopolo. We are so tired. But we need to socialize those who are coming behind us to show them that the institution is still worth something. This is our role. This is our mandate. We are mandated to show those who are coming behind us that the institution of marriage is still worth it. So we need to keep it more interesting. See, now I cannot even see myself. I don't get it. The first thing that I want us to concentrate on is to look at happy marriages. There are three ways of getting married in Botswana. There is the traditional, there is the religious, and then there is the legal. The legal one is very clear. Marriage Act of 2001, it says, marriage is a union of two in exclusion of others. Simple. Marriage is the union of two in exclusion of others. And when you go down into the consequences of marriage, within the act it says, the couple shall cohabit and give each other privilege to exercise their conjugal rights in exclusion of others. Then it continues to say, in exclusion of others, it means no one within the union can go outside and have any sexual relationship with others because it will be adultery and can be used for divorce. Clear? So it means for us to exclude others, we need to create the beauty in this marriage. We have to keep it happy. How do we keep happy? We need to understand that relationships, correct, come on, Java, botsalano, le bana ba ga mmago botala. Okay? Botsalano, le bana ba ga mmago botala. A relationship with your siblings is the most complicated and demanding relationship. Think of a relationship with somebody that you don't know. Think of a relationship with somebody that you meet at the age of 25. The one that you don't know where they are coming from, how they grew up, you only listen to the narrative that they told you. So now, we are challenged. Because you now need to have a relationship with this person who tells you a story, and you believe this story, and you believe you can live with this person. So relationships by nature are most challenging. And they don't just happen. The stronger ones don't happen. Just deliver. You work for it. That's what the and people will tell you, in-order must. No, it's nothing like that. You work to keep this in-order in this marriage. You work to keep this woman in this marriage. So any relationship, you need to put maximum effort. Otherwise, so when there are tough times, because the beauty about being in a happy marriage is that it prepares you for tough times. Happy marriage does not mean there is going to be smooth sailing. It means as a couple you prepare for any eventuality. There are going to be tough times. As a counselor, I've seen tough times. You know, COVID was the best thing ever to happen to us. Unfortunately, other people lost people. But it was something that told us to sit and reflect. Because we've seen the strongest marriages that we have seen facing reality that they can collapse. Because people were happy without looking at other emotions. In reality, when you concentrate on one emotion and missing other emotions, when they come flooding you, they're going to kill you. So COVID gave us the opportunity to be with ourselves, to do intrapersonal assessment, to see if we are related not with our partners, but firstly with ourselves. And we realize that we don't have any relationship with ourselves. We are not strong, we are not happy as individuals. And now, after being confronting yourself, you now need to confront this person that you are continuously going to be with them for the next 3 months without any disturbance. And people started fighting. So the stronger marriage is the one that gives you the opportunity to confront yourself, to ask yourself, how am I related to myself before you relate to the next person? So if you are at peace with yourself, if you are content with yourself, how is it only no see or how when so we cannot create a happy marriage. So interesting, strong marriage. Happy marriage. Are you to agree with you? We need to prepare for storms. I know we pray. We pray every day. And as we are praying, let us not pray to God to take away the storms away from us. Let us pray to God to give us the opportunity to show His greatness with those storms. Paul says, consider yourself like when all sorts of trials come your way and you manage to beat that. So don't pray that life should be smooth. Pray that God can raise His name within you and your marriage and through your children. That is how we make this thing work and interesting. So, in this slide, what I'm saying is, for us to create a very interesting marriage, we need to have a happy marriage. A happy marriage is a marriage that prepares for every eventuality. It prepares for sadness. It prepares for anguish. It prepares for fear. It prepares for anger. It prepares for all kinds of depressions in our lives. That is a strong marriage. That is a marriage that is interesting. The one that does not caught nappy. Again, so king rebata or financial issues. So you need to keep it interesting. Hey, but I was just going to happy lights. You are just happy because you have your partner here who understands you, who understands your temperament, who understands your personality, who understands your potential. One of the most important things in marriage is being able to understand that your partner has the potential to conquer the world. Hasimadi, the potential. I was watching yesterday. I like football. They were saying one team does not buy ready-made; it buys potential. And in 5 years, the potential flourishes. The other ones are buying ready-made. In 2 years, they need to buy again. So, what are we picking? Are we picking ready-made or are we picking potential? The most challenging issues in marriage is because we have packaged people. We pick people that fit into the something that we have made. And when they don't fit along the way, when they grow out of what we have picked, you start fighting. What have you seen in your partner? Potential. Let me try once again. I hope you can move. Okay, let's go. So, the other thing is forgiveness. For us to keep marriage working, we need to forgive. For us to keep this thing working, we need to forgive. Especially when it comes to men. You see, a man will come home and say, we need to talk. Ghana, they are saying, I have impregnated somebody. You see, they are saying, but you see, things happened and I was not sure. Okay, I hear you, my love. So that I'm asking for forgiveness, so that it was a mistake, but it's never a mistake. It's a plan. So, and then the wife will forgive, and then we move on. After 5 years, there is another mistake. There is misunderstanding. I don't know what happened, but there is another child with the same person. Yes, but now with the same person, it's not a mistake. It means you've been seeing each other. No, I went to check the child and it happened. Okay, I forgive you. At that time, I forgive you. And then the woman comes and says, you know, this guy was pursuing me, but I'm not interested. And then the guy says, why? Why is he, what did you do? And from that day, he starts looking at the phones and everything. But he has 3 children. That has been forgiven. But only the phone call changes everything. What is this forgiveness that we are talking about? What is forgiveness in marriage? Is forgiveness possible in marriage? What do we forgive and how do we forgive? Do we need a reason to forgive? Or do we have to forgive because God says we should forgive? So what is this thing called forgiveness in marriage? How do we forgive? How does it make life interesting in marriage? Do we forgive big things or small things? What is supposed to be forgiven? How do we ask for forgiveness? Do we justify before we ask for forgiveness? My wife was telling me that I'm always justified. She said I'm always justifying, and I'm like, it comes natural. It comes natural. I'm not trying to justify. I'm trying to make you see where I'm coming from. Because if I can rush to say, okay, I'm sorry, it might not sit well with me. And so let's talk about it. No, you need to ask for forgiveness. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's not Gmail. So how do we do it now? You see, for the one thing about forgiveness is that it moves beyond your human intellect and it goes into your spiritual realm. Because it's about humility. It's about you saying, I've sinned this and I am not worthy to be where I'm supposed to be, and I'm asking you to give me the permission to be where I'm supposed to be. It's beyond human mind. The moment we try to put logic in forgiveness is the moment we justify everything. And for us to be able to keep it interesting, we need to always leave ourselves, leave our human habits, human tendencies, and go to a place where we can humble ourselves fully without wanting to sound smart. And when you do that, your partner sees that you take them into consideration. And the moment your partner sees that you take them into consideration and you respect them, they will respect you and fire you back. Those ones that are put up there, you read for yourselves. You read for yourself. I'm the one who wrote them, so I know them by heart. So you read them for yourselves. But I'll make sure that they reach you. This is one thing about what science is saying about human beings, especially men. We like to pursue. And when you read literature on polygamy, you realize that by nature human beings are polygamous. And monogamy, it's by choice. By nature, human beings are polygamous. Actually, research says birds are more monogamous than human beings. Yes. And I'm not saying males, I'm saying human beings. Because we think polygamy is for males, but it's for both males and females. By nature, we are polygamous. And by choice, we are monogamous. And for us to keep it interesting is the choice that we have made. We've made a choice that we are going to be monogamous, and we are going to keep it that way. And actually, we are polygamous. We like to pursue, and we like to be pursued. That is our human nature. So when you decide to choose to be monogamous, it means you are choosing to pursue one person every day. When you choose to be monogamous, you are choosing to pursue one person every day of your life. So it means you are going to pursue your partner for the rest of your life. So now we need to actively pursue each other. We need to actively pursue each other every day. Relationships are valuable, priceless, and a lot of work. So pursuing each other every day means a lot of work. And if you want him or her to be something that you have seen, work with that person to be that, what you want it to be. Sometimes I need to speak in Sichuan so that people can understand. If you want your partner to be healthy, it is your responsibility to make them healthy. it is not your responsibility to tell them that they are not healthy. Because when you tell them that they are not healthy, they are going to be defensive. But when you work with them towards health, they are going to appreciate you. And I don't need to be told that I have it. I know I have it. I know. So I need somebody who can work with me and support me. So if you are pursuing me every day, you need to work with me to work on my own. Because one of the things that creates a lot in marriages is body. The body, when you met the person was younger, agile and everything, and now you have this big person, and in this body there is a lot of issues. There is sadness, there is grief, there is everything there, and when you touch it, it sparks venom. So let us not touch it, let us help it to reduce. That is how we pursue each other. We need to help each other to recognize that we are still wanted. And that is how we pursue each other. And pursuing each other needs energy. Energy. It needs some boom there. And we realize that a lot of couples don't have energy. You know, we cannot share what we sit in counseling rooms and listen to. But at our organization, last year alone we did 1,500 cases. Well, 1,500 sessions in a year, in 12 months. That is a lot. And there are two people who come to our office. Parents who are parenting adults. Yes, they will call. Dr. Joe, hey, we working on a Tatalema. Onga 28. So those are the majority. And then there are couples. Elderly couples. Who are not pursuing each other. Who have never pursued each other in marriage. Who happen to have children in marriage and properties together, and then they cannot get out of that marriage. And they've been hanging around without pursuing each other for decades in those marriages. And then you ask them, do you have energy for anything to do together? We've long lost that energy. Have you ever had the energy? Yeah, when I'm you be. And you're like, when was that? 40 years back. So if you don't have the energy for this marriage, where is your energy? Where do you use your energy? Because the energy has to be used in this marriage. If you have the energy in marriage, you are going to have the energy at your workplace. Your workplace will forget you the day you die. The day you are buried on Monday, they are going to advertise the post. Mama, immediately by him. You know, when I got employed here at UB, my sister called me and said, dude, you really did something that you went to tell them that I know this person is God. We went to bury this guy on Friday. And on Tuesday, I was replacing him. So before even any decomposition starts, somebody's taking your place. So you are putting more energy there and neglecting the energy to leave something in your children. Because what is important is not what we believe for our children, but within them. So the energy that you put in pursuing your partner, it's something that your children are going to learn. That is what you are living within them, rather than leaving the money. You know the money, what they are going to do with the money? In 3 months, I blew it. In 3 months, they would have blown that. But when you pursue your partner and they can see that, builds in them, and they would want to continue your legacy. But at work, you are going to be replaced. Your children are going to blow your money in about 3 months, and then are going to be destitute. Holding hands while communicating openly, listening attentively, while looking into each other, shows your partner that you are truly there. Salakari banani lebato. Apa lebani. Don't look at them. Apa lebani. Something must be delivered. Repeatedly must. Let us look at each other and confirm that I do love you, I do cherish you, and I'm going to be there for the rest of our lives. Let us cherish each other. Look at each other. Let us look at each other. Let us appreciate each other. You don't need to tell them that you love them. They need to see that you love them. And now and then you bring the I love you, to spice things up. Bring the flowers. Bring the flowers. Bring the chohonyana la puti. They don't want to eat. They want to smell the flowers. They want to smell the flowers. Just to enjoy. So yeah, we need to pursue each other. We need to appreciate little things. I've never wanted to get married, but when I got married, I enjoyed this thing called marriage. There's nothing beautiful like marriage, because you get to understand that women and men are different, and we need to appreciate that. We are building a house. I do the plans. I give my wife the plans to look at, and then, well, she looked at the plan and then she looked at it. To start with, it's difficult to understand that particular plan. Even the boys who saw the house when it was at the foundation level could not understand what I'm doing. But I've chosen in my life to be abnormal. I've chosen to take the route of weirdness. Everything that I do is weird. That's why when I told my grandmother that I want to start speaking, she could not understand. I said, I'm going to become a doctor who speaks. That's why my company is called Joe Speaks. It's Jongman Speaks. So she looked at it, and then later on, she says, have you realized that this house is your personality? I'm not part of it. But I gave you the plate so that you can see. No, you gave me a complete plate. You never sat down with me and say, let us do the play. Brother, you are busy with patient management. So, what are the playmaker? So, and I said, okay, now let us do it this way. You take the interior, work on the interior, I'll do the structure, and then you do the interior. Okay, no problem. And she takes her time. She takes her time. I'm like, we can't be taking time. Why do we have to take time? She says, I'm letting everything sink. Sink! How? Why do we have to sink things? We have to do the project, move to the the next project. And then later on, I realized that men are more mechanical. We believe in, one thing that you need to understand, men think in boxes. We have boxes for everything. This is why you can make us angry, but we can still have sexual encounter. With women, when they are angry, everything is angry. So, because everything is interconnected. Women are like this. Everything is interconnected. Everything is interconnected. For us, everything has a box. It's a box for the house. I take it out. We need to work on it. Get done with it, close it, put it back, move to something else. For them, everything is interconnected. They want it to sync. Why? Why? And if we don't appreciate that and give each other time to compromise, the marriage will not be interesting. This is one of my experiences in this marriage that I'm really cherishing. Or we are different. We look at things differently, and we have the same goals, but the how to reach the goal is simple. For us, for them, it's a lot of things. It's like suicide. A man and a woman would want to commit suicide. A man will kill himself, and a woman will not kill herself. But they all wanted to kill themselves. The man will arrive quickly. The woman will use a more slower method that you can help her to recover. So even in projects at home, that's what we are doing. We want to get done with it and move to the next thing. So we need to appreciate that. We need to appreciate that we are different so that we can meet each other halfway. This is why you've married this person. You've married potential. So meet this potential halfway. I think my time now is getting to the end. Be extra reliable in small things. I want us to copy some formula. Jack, I want to talk about nothing but what is Islam. I'm delivering using the word because logically we see that this thing is not worth the time. But for them, it's everything. And if you are extra on those, you are the super husband. Last time, we had not a men's conference, a men's retreat. Ramati really wanted to go because Mamati was arriving. So the one thing that is important with women is for them to find you there. And on the flip side, it's okay for them to come 30 minutes late, 1 hour late. But that small thing, that small gesture of you being there for them, that is extra for them. So let us be there for those little things. Listen to the baby shower talks that you don't understand. Why do you have to go to somebody's friend's baby shower? You don't understand. But listen, it will not take long. The more you don't listen, it will take the whole week. If you are not going to listen, it will take the whole week. But if you listen attentively, they will tell you you appreciate and then they will go. So extra little things are important in spicing up these marriages. So lastly, break the norm. Creativity is not merely innocent spontaneity of our youth and childhood. It must also be married to the passion of the adult lady, which is a passion to live beyond one's death. Let us be creative, Let us spice things up. Let us not do the same thing year in, year out. Let us spice things up. Let us go for pilgrimages. Let us get those passions that we used to have. Let us find them out. Let us not cook rice with water every day. We get bored. Fryers. You know, when you put the broccoli moments in here every day, after 3 days, broccoli. So it needs to be spiced. If we are not going to spice up our marriages and we continue doing the status quo, it takes 10 days for us to respond. So if you bring the letter today, we'll respond in 10 days. And this letter has to change somebody's life. But you only respond in 10 days. It means somebody is going to miss one opportunity. Even ourselves in our marriages, if we do these things the same way, we are going to miss one opportunity of seeing the best out of ourselves. If you want to go to Makadikati, go to Makadikati. There's a couple that is going to Dubai this December. They came to me and said, we don't have any problems. We just want to talk. Oh, yeah, and then we started talking and I said, have you ever been to a holiday? Oh, yeah, no, we've been around. I said, have you ever looked at how much it costs to go to the UK? They said, no, it should be very expensive. I said, because we have not broken the law. Somebody has told you that going to the UK is very expensive. Let us go into the internet. How much is the ticket to UK? 7.5. Ah! How? I said, but it's expensive. When you do things right, January you know that you are going. By March you buy the ticket, 5.5. So they have bought tickets to Dubai, 5.5 each. So 11,000 to go to Dubai and back. So now they are happy, they are telling me how they are looking for, they are working very hard to do anything for this marriage because this marriage has taken them to Dubai for a holiday that they never thought. And it is not about going to Dubai, it's about going to the rural area that you've never been there. It's about going camping. So let us break the law. You see, when you don't, because apparently we die first. I don't know why. We die first. And you don't even know your cows. And his brothers are going to take all of them. And his brothers are going to show you that he never owned that maraca. And your children are going to lose everything. So, you are corporate women, but invest in what your partner is doing. Support your partner. Know those cows. You hurry. I know when you want to sell them, sell them. In conclusion, for us to be able to run this corporation called marriage, we need to understand that we are equal shareholders at 50% each. And each individual in this company called marriage, they need to openly communicate with each other for the betterment of this marriage. Communication will mean you need to actively listen to your partner. 80% listening, 20% talking. You need to actively listen. Don't talk forever. Listen. Because most of the time, when we are all talking, we assume things that were never said. So we need to actively and effectively communicate. This is a 50-50 joint venture. And each stakeholder has the right to be heard. So let us learn to listen. Be empathetic. be empathetic, be concise, be considerate in this marriage. Let us consult each other on whatever little thing that we are doing in this marriage. Don't send the blame, consult. Because when you send it, they might misread it and misinterpret it. So, consult. Tell them what that honor means. Or why do you have such elevation? No, it's because I want to be up there and see my body. Commitment. This is trust and love. We cannot be in a marriage that does not have trust, that does not have love. So we need to be committed in this venture. We need to work together. Cooperation. Compromise as the last one. When you get married, you are bringing two bags. Each has their own bag, full of ideas, visions, aspirations, goals, dreams. You all have those in your bag because you are meeting this 25-year-old or this 30-year-old who has been living, not waiting for you. So they could not just sit. They had to prepare something for their own life. So now you meet them. You all have these two. Put them here. Hold hands. Look at each other on the eye. And go to a shop. Bring a new suitcase. Put it here and say, honey, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. How do we reach a compromise? And then there is a consensus. You pick one, you put it there. You take another one from the other side, you put it there. I want you to go to school. Maybe it is time for a woman to go to school first. Because after giving birth, it becomes difficult. So maybe you wanted to go next year. Maybe let us take you to school first, so that when we finally start family, we have the opportunity to take care of the children. Then you put it there. Car, I wanted a BMW, but you know, from maybe let us put it there. So we compromise for each other. A marriage that does not have compromise has pride, and pride will kill the marriage. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Deep